with our man Smylie Kaufman. Of course, you see the Smylie Show right here on SportsGrid, and it is a big week for the Smylie Show and a big week for us because we have the U.S. Open down at Pinehurst in North Carolina. Smylie, good to see you as always, my man. Let's start with this because we actually have breaking news from Pinehurst just a few moments ago, and that is that former U.S. Open champion, won, of course, at Torrey Pines a few years ago, John Rahm, is not going to be playing this week. He just withdrew a few minutes ago. He made the announcement himself on social media. I saw him this morning, Smylie, walking around with a sandal on one foot, a shoe on the other. Wow. He withdrew from Live last week. So no John Rahm here for Pinehurst coming up.
Wow, Mike, I didn't expect that right when I hopped on here for you to be breaking some news to me. I thought I was going to be sharing all the good news to you. That's shocking, man. And wow, let's break down John Rahm now. Let's look at his majors in the year 2024 since joining Live. We got a missed cut at the PGA Championship and a nothing burger at the Masters, and now a withdrawal at the U.S. Open, which is an injury that sounded very odd, very interesting injury, but very what a bummer for John Rahm not to be able to go play a golf course in which I thought it was going to be a pretty good fit, and I was looking forward to seeing if he could kind of, prove that he's a legitimate top echelon golfer, and now we don't get to see it, and the questions will remain. Was the decision to go to Live the right decision? I don't think you can ever predict injuries or a slump in majors like he's had. I mean, this is kind of crazy, Mike, because this is a guy that we're used to seeing, be at the top of the odds board most majors.
Yeah, a dominating figure in golf for the last few years, and this has been a lost year for him when it comes to majors, and hopefully he's got himself a month to get his injury right before Royal Troon for his last chance this year in terms of majors and being around all these other guys. Let's talk about Pinehurst next, Smylie. You are there, and let's start with yesterday morning because I know you did the live stream after. You went and walked. Tiger played with Jordan Spieth, JT, and Rickie, right? Rickie was the fourth as well in that group practice round to start the week at Pinehurst. Tell me what you saw in that group. Tell me about the course.
Well, that group, I think all four of them would love to, find a little bit of momentum in their games. I'm so upset that I led people on to thinking that Jordan was going to have this magical week in Memorial last week. I was a believer in it, thinking that, he's due for a good iron week. And, of course, it was the exact same formula we've seen all year where he drives it good, putting was average, and then the iron game just been disappointing. But JT looked good. He changed putters. Rickie had a really tough week at the Memorial. Actually finished last, so he's definitely working on his game too. But Mike, I was really impressed with Tiger. This is a golf course that I think suits his game. Pinehurst is a place that it's firm, it's fast, and I've been more impressed with Tiger Woods' ability to play bump and run shots, more so than any player that I've seen this year. This guy has hits these 6 and 5 irons around the green, and he plays them just like a putting stroke. But it's unbelievable the weight that he's able to put on this golf ball to always get it around the hole on these shots. Everybody else seems to be grabbing the putter. He grabs a 6 or 5 iron. It's fun to watch this guy. He's got so much skill and ability that we all know that he has. But wouldn't surprise me, Mike. I don't know what his odds are to make the cut, but I'd be interested in that because I really think this is a golf course that suits his game pretty well.
Plus 220, Smylie, since you asked. Plus 220 for Tiger to make the cut, which is a lot longer than it's usually since he's come back. He's usually in the 125, 150, 175, so not as much faith in Tiger to make it. And, since the accident a couple years ago, Smylie, he's made some cuts, but it seems like Saturday and Sunday are where he kind of hits that wall, right? Like it becomes a lot for him walking that third and fourth day. I've heard, and you would know better than me because you're there, this course also is a little bit better for him in terms of potentially walking on the course for 4 days. Not as many hills, a little bit more straightforward. Is that going to be better for him body-wise over the 4 days potentially?
The only thing you got to look out for is that Thursday and Friday are going to be pretty slow rounds. There's going to be some backups on some holes where he's going to have some tee shots where he's going to have to wait 15 minutes to play. So the start and stop of waiting on a lot of shots on this golf course is it's a thing, especially 4, 5, and 6. You're going to be waiting a lot on those holes. If he's able to make the weekend, I think it helps with rhythm and the fact that he doesn't have to wait nearly as much. He can just keep moving. But, I don't mind those odds at plus 220 to make the cut. I actually feel that if I feel confident about this course for Tiger Woods because his scrambling ability, I would put up there right now in the top 10, top 15 guys that I think about coming into this week of players who I feel like can get the ball up and down. And it's not like Scottie Scheffler is going to be hitting 70% of these greens like he normally does, or 80 that he normally does. We look back in 2014 and 1999, the past 2 U.S. Open majors here. The GIR stat, Mike, it's been sitting around kind of that 55 to 60% range. We're not talking about guys that win this event are just filling up the GIR stat. So if Tiger's able to manage his way around, I don't see how that's a bad play.
I love it, Smylie. In fact, I play it every time he plays now. It's the only bet with Tiger I will make, him to make the cut. It's something I can root for him on Thursday and Friday. I don't want to get any more involved in that, but it's usually something fun to do. Let's talk about Scottie. What's the talk out there amongst the guys? Like, this guy's been a demolition crew. I mean, honestly, the players, Arnie, Masters, RBC, Memorial, the only thing that stopped him, like Rory made the joke this morning, was being thrown in a jail cell for an hour. Is he going to do it again this week?
I'm not betting against him. I really am not. I feel like this is I probably like Muirfield Village a little bit more as far as course setups go for Scottie, but I think your ability to hit it high is so important here on second shots, which is what he does. It's so fun to watch him play golf, Mike. He's unbelievable. The odds are exactly where they should be for him. And there's plenty of other guys that I think can definitely challenge him. But it'd be shocking to me if he was not inside the top 5 or had a chance on the weekend. This golf course is going to challenge you in every single way. And his ability to do it a little different than Tiger used to mentally, to kind of get in this zone, it's he kind of does it his own way, but man, when he locks in, it's just he's tough to run down.
He certainly is. All right, Smylie, give me a one and done play and maybe a couple of other guys you've got your eye on here this week at Pinehurst.
So, the strategy for me in one and done is that I think I have to go Live Golf Tour players because it's my only time I get to use them. So that's my strategy. I'm going to stick with it. I'm between Brooks and Bryson. I can't decide right now because I think both are going to have really good weeks. I lean right now Brooks, but I might end up picking Bryson there. Other guys that I really like that are maybe a little bit like top 20 bets, like players who I think are going to have really good weeks that are down the board a little bit. You know how I feel about Sepp Straka. He's a player that I think is primed to have a top 10 in a major. That's probably a good bet with Sepp. Another one down the board, Nick Dunlap. Really good week last week at the Muirfield, and he's a player that has experience at Pinehurst. All year, he's seeing a golf course for the first time. Nick Dunlap is finally going to a course in which he won last year, the North-South Amateur. This guy was in the North-South Amateur last year, and I really think Nick Dunlap's a good pick for a top 20. Heck of a player.